Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I just wanted to do a nice video using the ABH Modern Renaissance palette, and this is the look that I came up with. I really like it. It's got some burnt oranges, some smoky, some glitter, some zha. So if you want to see how I got this look, then just keep watching. Okay, so for primer today, I'm going to be using the Milani Make It Last priming spray. I'm just going to spray a couple of those sprays all over my face. Just like that. Let that really sink into the skin. And then for our foundation today, I'm going to be using the Dewy and Smooth from Maybelline, the Fit Me collection. I've been obsessed with this foundation. I think it looks so good on the skin. So I just use, as always, my Morphe Y7 brush. I just put a little bit onto the actual brush, just like that. And I start to dot that onto the skin and then blend it in. This foundation is more of a medium to full. I would definitely say it's more medium, but buildable for sure. So now I'm just going to go in with my Real Technique sponge. I'm just going to kind of pounce out everything, make sure everything is nice and blended together. I like to do this step with any foundation that I apply, even though I've already used a brush and it's pretty much blended out. This will just pick up any extra product that you have laying on the skin. Okay, so now for concealer, I am going in with the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer, and this is in the shade Light. Looks like this. Okay, so I'm just going to apply this to the under eyes. Down the bridge of the nose. A little on the chin. And a little bit also between the brows. To set my concealer, I'm going to be going in with the Kat Von D Lock-It Powder. And this is the brightening powder in the shade Petal. And it is a really nice, soft, peachy color. It's absolutely beautiful. So I'm just going to press my sponge directly into that product. And press it right underneath the eyes, just like this. Just like that. I'm also going to do this around the chin, down the nose, in the smile lines, and between the brows. Okay, so this is one we use to bake with. I'm just going to let that set in there. Just going to touch up the eyebrows just a little bit. As always, for eyebrows, I use my Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Definer. I have been on and off using the Brow Wiz, so I will definitely be doing an updated hits and misses video for the month of April, so stay tuned for that to see how I've been liking it. Brows are now set. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to start sweeping away this extra powder on my face, and for that I'm using my BH Cosmetics stippling brush. This is my favorite brush out of all the brushes that I own. So I'm blending that away, and I'm slowly, whatever product is left on the brush, I'm just working that into the skin to kind of cover up the foundation a little bit. This powder is just so beautiful, and I've been just loving it for baking. Just blends into the skin so smooth. Now that all the powder is blended out, we are going to go in with the eyes. To prime the eyes, I'm going to be using my MAC Soft Ochre Paint Pot as always. Whoa! Excuse me. I'm just going to put a little bit on my finger and just use that. Okay, eyelids are now primed. Now I'm going to go in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette. I have been loving this palette. So I'm going to be picking up the shade Tempera again, which is this first shade here. And I'm just going to be using a large fluffy brush. This is the Morphe E30, dipping into that product. I said in my last video, these do have a little bit of fallout, so I'm just kind of tapping the side and doing that. I'm working this all over the lid. This is going to set down that eye base. Then dipping into raw sienna, I'm going to be using a Morphe M441, one of my favorite blending brushes. And I am lightly, you saw that, lightly pressing it in there and tapping off the excess. I want most of the product to be directly on the tip of the brush. I'm going to be working this into the crease. Okay, now picking up a smaller, more tighter brush. This is the Morphe M433. I'm going to be picking up this color right here, which is called Realgar. It's like a burnt orange shade. You see that right there. And I'm going to be picking this up and really, really tapping off the excess. Doing the same thing I did, but focusing it more on the outer V. Now I'm going to go in with a clean, fluffy brush and just start to blend. Okay, now I'm going to be picking up a really small crease brush. This is the Morphe E18. It looks just like this, really tiny. And I'm going to be dipping into this shade Cypress Umbar very lightly. Oh, wow. I'm very scared to use this shade. Yes, this is very, very pigmented, as you can see. So I'm just lightly working this into the outer V. I'm going to keep flip-flopping with a blending brush. Take your time when you're working with dark colors. You really want to go slow. You can always build the intensity. Sometimes it's harder to blend out products. For the lid, we are going to go in using this brush. This is the Morphe M167 flat shader brush. And I'm going to be dipping into Vermeer. These are like the weirdest names for shadows. I'm going to be going into the shade Vermeer, but I'm going to be spraying a little bit of Fix Plus onto my brush. This is the MAC Prep and Prime in the scent Lavender. One spritz will do it for you. And then I'm just going to be dipping into that shade just like that. And working it on the lid. Oh, it's really pretty. Can you see that? Look how pretty that is. It's like a nice champagne-y. It's really, really beautiful. I want a little bit more of the intensity to be right in the inner corner, so I'm just applying a little bit more there. Just like that. It's kind of almost going to do this really nice gradient effect, and I'm also going to use this shade for under the brow bone. Just using the same brush. That is such a pretty shade. Oh my goodness gracious. Just going to keep deepening up the crease a little bit using the same fluffy brush I used before, dipping back into raw sienna one more time. Alright, so we're going to pause there for the lids for now. I'm going to go in with my bronzer now, and for bronzer, I'm going to be using the Hoola Benefit bronzer. I've been really loving this bronzer lately, except it is really pigmented, so a little bit goes a long way. And to apply that, I'm going to be using this brush. This is a ABH Cosmetics 222 brush. Kind of using this to contour and to also bronze. So I'm focusing most of the product upwards. It's looking a little patchy on camera, but it's really not that patchy. I'm just going to use a larger brush. There we go. It's really, really pretty bronze. And by the way, this brush is the Morphe E3 brush, the large powder brush. So I'm just bronzing the skin up a little bit. For blush, I'm going to be using a really pretty soft blush. This is the Wet n Wild Color Icon blush. It comes in a bunch of different shades. This one is in the shade Mellow Wine, and it is a really nice, soft, corally color. It's really, really beautiful on the skin. So, as always, using my favorite brush, Morphe M30. It's so pretty. Look at that pretty, pretty shade. I'm going to be using the Anastasia Beverly Hills highlight in the shade So Hollywood, which is one of my favorite highlights. It is a nice champagne-y gold. It's absolutely beautiful. And to apply that, I'm using the Morphe M501, applying that to the tops of the cheekbones. So pretty. See that? It's so pretty. Beautiful. Tip of the nose. Okay. To finish contouring, I'm just going to snatch up this nosy really quick. I have been loving to contour my nose, and for that, using this angled brush, this is a natural hair brush, this is the Morphe M334, and I'm just going to snatch the nosy a little bit using my Hoola bronzer. Am I the only one who has trouble, like, opening these? Like, I know it's so easy, like this, but, like, I pull on all the different sides, and I can never get it open. So, one dot. Snatch that nosy. Snatch it, girl. Woo! Look at that. So pretty. Perfect. Okay, for lashes, I'm going to be using the Demi Wispies, and these are some of my favorites. I usually buy them in about a 5-pack. These are from Ardell. They are my favorite natural yet not natural lash, if that makes any sense. Okay, lashes are on. I'm just going to use a little bit of my mascara to just kind of blend the two together. And for that, I'm using the Tarte Lights Camera Lashes Mascara. It's one of my favorites. This is a step that I always do whenever I am applying lashes and I'm not applying any eyeliner. I do take my liquid liner and I just start to fill in the gaps wherever it is really sparse because it just helps blend everything together. Okay, now we're going to go in and we are going to finish the lower lash line. Going back into the Modern Renaissance palette in pretty much the order that we did things in, I am picking up this large fluffy brush. This is an Eco Tools brush. This is the smudge side, and I'm dipping into raw sienna. I'm just working that on the lower lash line. Now, taking the opposite side, this is the smudge side. I'm going to be dipping into Realgar, which is that burnt orange shade. And this will focus it tighter, as you can see there, just like that. Now I'm going to be taking a flat to finer brush and dipping into that brown shade, Cypress Umbar, and really closely getting this to the lower lash line. I'm focusing that only here, and that's it. So now we're going to go in with mascara for the lower lash line. Okay, the eyes are now complete. Face is now pretty much done. Lastly is going to be for lips. What do I want to do for lips for this? What I want to do is I'm going to go in with Morphe Liquid Lip, and this is in the shade Virgin. Okay, last but not least, we're going to set this face, and to set it, I'm going to go back in with the Milani Make It Last setting spray. And then this makeup look is complete. So I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Please give this video a big thumbs up if you liked it, and don't forget to subscribe down below. Thank you so much, guys. Bye.